Begin transmission.
This program is intended for mature audiences. Parental discretion is advised.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is Sunday. I am Bill, and this is Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures. And we're having a Sunday hangout today. Gap After Dark says, "Hey, Weird, hello all." Shaken's Hammer said, "Must have been a wild party last night. Where it is, everyone?" I don't know where everyone be at, man. We had a so-so party last night. The party was really yesterday on Grindhead Jim show. We all got together for a benefit for Rolo and did pretty good there. Boba Hicks in the house. Hey, Boba, what's going on, man? And now they appear, says Shaitan's Hammer. Mic is on. I hope you can hear me. If you can't hear me, let me know. If my mic is not on, let me know. I had to restart this machine just a minute ago because it stopped hearing my mic. Hey, Bjorn, how's it going? Give me a good 5x5 if I'm looking and sounding okay, man. And there we go. Gap After Dark saying hello. And to everybody. All right. Not very many of us in today. Yeah, we had a kind of a muted show last night. I did show some shenanigans last night, an old 1950s health video that went over like a brick shit house. It wasn't very, very fun. A lead balloon, yeah. But anyway, I thought it was funny as hell. But I showed a magic trick on there. I think I'm going to upload that on the Patreon today, so you guys that are patrons can take a look at that again if you want to. It's a nice little effect. I'll say this, or you're down there hiding in chat. I do have the internet's going to do this today. Yeah, thanks, Gap 5x5. Appreciate it. Yeah, Brick, I got your card here for you, man. So, and I got your I got your IGC on there. My internet's going to be hell today. It looks like my connection is at like 1 bar. It could be because I've got too much open here. Hey, Blue Harvest, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Y'all be sure and hit the like button down there and give me some likes when this is over with. Fill up the contents, the comment section with all kinds of comments. I know that's a pain in the ass. You have to wait till the show's over with before the comment section becomes active, but it really helps the algorithm. It helps to get my videos out there so people can see them. So I would appreciate that. Bjorn said he was all up until almost 3 a.m. this morning. Well, what the hell were you doing up at 3 a.m. this morning? These sound like doing some crap that I did on Friday night, which Last night I went to damn bed. I was just exhausted after everything. So yeah, I had to hit the bed last night. I feel a little better today. Uh, uh, I decided to go ahead and try to get my good camera going here instead of the laptop camera. So you may see a little delay on my lips. I hope not. I got the toy cam going, but for some reason my computer is not powering it like I want it to. But hopefully it'll work long enough for us to get in here and look at some of these figures. And one of the things that I thought that we might like to look at would be, who is Warduke. First of all, a lot of you guys might not know who he is. There's the packaging right there with him on it. Dungeons and Dragons right there, Warduke. We're going to open that up today, and then we're going to see how he scales with the other figures. Let's see. Bjorn says, I was doing something with Wilhelm and Largo. Oh, yeah. I know what y'all were up to. Okay. Yeah, I was talking to Largo earlier today and asked him if he was going to be on the show, and he said he wasn't going to be able to make it today. He's probably going to only be on late nights from now on, because he's got a lot going on with his channel. His channel up and running, and it's really going on fire. So you guys go check out Largo's Lair when you get a chance. We got some stuff going on. See, Shaking Hammer, I remember my Warduke as a kid shattered in half. Wow. I still have my Warduke from the Advanced Dungeons and Dragons LJN line. I just don't exactly know where to put my hand on it right now. But I had Strongheart, the good paladin. I had Melf the elf. I had Elkhorn the dwarf. I had Kellic the evil sorcerer. Ringelrun the good wizard. Warduke. And Zarak, who was the half-orc assassin. I had all those figures. Plus, I had a couple of monsters. I think I had the Desterior, which is a type of war horse that was for Strongheart to ride on. And I had, if I remember correctly, the Nightmare, which was for Warduke to ride on. And I had a Hook Horror. I remember that thing. What else? I had the Brass Dragon. I can't remember what they called it, but yeah, I had the Brass Dragon on there, and that was a pretty cool creature. So yeah, had all that. Pretty nice. But yeah, we enjoyed having that. Let's see. I'm gonna do something here. I can't. Oh, there we go. There we go. I think I got it. Now, let's see. There we go. That took care of that. All right, now. Fairly sure you had the play set. Oh my goodness. Let's see what Bubba Higgs had here. Is this Hasbro or NECA? Is this a Hasbro or NECA showdown? Not exactly a showdown. I did put verses in there. I probably should have put X instead of verses. But I want to see how they scale. I want to see if these NECA figures that they're coming out with will scale with the Hasbro figures. Thank you, Bjorn, for putting up Largo's Lair. Manic Plastic. Hey, what's going on, Michael? Good. I enjoyed having you on the show last night, man. We'll do it again sometime. Had the playset that would be the Fortress of Fangs. I did not have the playset. We ordered that playset from JCPenney or Sears and Roebuck or whatever when I was a kid, and they sold out of it. They were unable to send it. That playset did not last long. I don't know how many of them were created. They were very rare. Warduke gets points on having a cooler helmet than Darth Vader. Yeah, he does have a pretty cool helmet. And anyway, let me go back to my regular cam here, because we're gonna talk about Warduke for just a minute before before we get into things. Let me pull this up here. I went over to the I guess this is the Greyhawk Wiki, and I'll read this out. Warduke is a powerful human warrior in the hierarchy of the Horn Society. Now he originally was not in Greyhawk. I think he was retconned to be in Greyhawk. So that's why it's saying this. But when we get down here to the to below that to creative origins, we'll find out where he really came from. Anyway, it says he sometimes works as a bounty hunter and assassin, and is heartless, cruel, and short-tempered. Warduke is a muscular human equipped with a skull motif shield, a half suit of blue chain mail, and most notably a helmet complete with bat wing-like ridges. His favorite weapon is Nightwind, a +3 anarchic flaming burst human bane bastard sword. He also bears a fearsome eye fiendish graft. That's why his eyes are glowing. I think that there was another explanation for that. It was the helmet that did that. Relationships. There is apocryphal evidence that Warduke and Melf may know each other. Now, that's not Melf from the action figure series. This would be Prince Melf Bright Flame from Greyhawk, which is a character that was actually a player character that one of the players in the original Greyhawk campaign run by Gary Gygax was. Anyway, in 1983 Shady Dragon Inn, Warduke is mentioned as being a member of the same adventuring party as an elf named Paralay. Now that's interesting because the action figure was called Melf when it first came out, and the name was changed to Paralay. So I don't know why they called him Melf to begin with and why they changed his name to Paralay, but it's interesting. Both of whom had action figures for the TSR's 1983 toy line. Well, the Melf and Paralay figures were identical. They were the same figure. They just renamed the figure. The fact that the Paralay figure was originally released under the name Melf and Warduke's retcon into Greyhawk continuity may provide a topic of apocryphal interest. It does. I often thought that they changed the name of the action figure Melf to Paralay because of they didn't want any connotations with Prince Melf Bright Flame from Greyhawk. History. Warduke's early life is unknown, as his true identity, though rumors abound. One states that he was once friends with a noble paladin, until Warduke's descent into evil forced them to become fierce enemies. Warduke came into prominence after the Greyhawk Wars, spreading terror among the soldiers, fighting societies, and mercenaries of the Flness from the Solinar Ocean to the Barrier Peaks. Warduke was quickly recruited by the unnameable Hierarch to aid in rebuilding the Horn Society, and was eventually made a Hierarch himself. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Greyhawk in the AD&D campaign setting, but all of this I understand. But I won't really get into it. I'll let you guys do your homework on that one if you don't recognize a lot of this stuff. But the Greyhawk's fun. Now, here's the creative origins. Warduke originated as a character for the Dungeons and Dragons. That's basic now, basic D&D, not AD&D, basic Dungeons and Dragons. For the Dungeons and Dragons toy line in 1980s, Warduke originally appeared as an AD&D action figure along with such characters as Strongheart, the Paladin, Elkhorn, the Dwarf Fighter, and Zrak, the half-orc assassin. In a module featuring many of the characters from the toy line, Warduke and Strongheart were depicted as once having been good friends. That is, until Warduke turned to evil. Okay. It is worth noting, however, that an unnamed figure with Warduke's distinct headgear appears on the cover of Dragon number 17, published by TSR in 1978. Now, that would be this picture here. Let's see if I can blow that up for you. That would be this picture here. Okay, that is Warduke. Just absolutely is Warduke. So there you go. Anyway, moving on. That was 1978, way before the figures came out. Warduke often is seen teamed with the villainous sorcerer Kellic, and even once appeared on the Dungeons and Dragons animated television series in the Search for the Dungeon Master. He did. Kellic appeared in that, and there was also an episode with Strongheart, the Good Paladin, in it, if I'm not mistaken. So, that's worth looking into. I might want to rewatch those cartoons today when I leave the show. Moving on, where he was depicted as a mercenary who ran the slave mines of Barrymore. In 2003, the staff of Dungeon Magazine retconned Warduke into the Greyhawk continuity. The Shady Dragon Inn. The Dungeons and Dragons accessory Shady Dragon Inn provides a number of details. Now, there's two modules, Shady Dragon Inn and Quest for the Heartstone. Now, those are basic Dungeons and Dragons modules from back in the day. If you can get your hands on those, they featured the stats and character sheets and adventure to play with the characters based upon the toys from the LJN toy line. And it provides a number of details on Warduke and the other characters in the AD&D and D&D toy lines. However, this accessory was published long before the characters retconned into Greyhawk, and it is uncertain how accurate this information may be in regards to canon. Well, as far as I'm concerned, Warduke does not belong in Greyhawk. I mean, it's kind of fun to put him there, but it's more of a character that needs to be in adventures of his own, or perhaps in the cartoon show type adventures. Moving on, the Shady Dragon Inn is an accessory. We read that. Originally a close friend of Strongheart the Paladin, the two became enemies when exposed to a magical item called the Heartstone, which brought Warduke's cruel nature into the fore. He is a close ally of a woman named Skyla, an evil wizard or sorceress. Warduke was loved by one woman, a formerly good cleric named Raven, and hated by another, the good cleric Mercion. And then it lists some collectibles here, and here we have some pictures. I remember this picture here. These pictures here were from a storybook. As a matter of fact, this picture here, that's that name. He did a lot of Masters of the Universe. But yeah, I had that little storybook when I was a kid. It's a neat little book. But anyway, it featured these characters, as we can see. Here's another. I think this is from the module. But yeah, just neat stuff. The Quest for the Heartstone module. The Eric Shady Dragon Inn by Carl Smith came out in 1983. So the Shady Dragon Inn came out before Quest for the Heartstone. Then, of course, there's The Forest of Enchantment by Marvel Books in 1983, a little child storybook, which is cool. Get that. That's worth having. If I could find mine, I would be a happy man. And then, of course, he also featured in an advanced Dungeons Dragons coloring book from 1983. And there's some links down here. Of course, we can look at the toy in the toy archive here. Let's see. Here we go. Figures series 1 and 2. Going on down. Here's Warduke. And that was what the figure looked like back in the LJN line. He came with his broadsword and a shield in the figure. And Here is what the card back looked like. Official Dungeons and Dragons. And Warduke, the Evil Fighter. There he is. All right. So let me get back over here and get back down into the chat, see what you guys are talking about. Shaken's Hammer says Warduke gets points. Yeah, we talked about that. Boba Hicks says Warduke is a cool name. It is. It's a neat old name. Hey, Rolando, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Of course, Rolando doing the thing. He's talking to everybody, and then he's putting everybody's links up. Thanks for that, Rolando. You are a wonderful guy, man. I appreciate you. Moving on down. Let's see. Those card backs look cool. They do. They do. I wish I had all my figures for the LJN toy line still on their card backs, but they were fun to play with back in the day too. All right, that gets us caught up on the chat. So let me go ahead and move over to Toy Cam real quick. First thing we're going to do is we're going to get Warduke out of his box and take a look at the figure. Let me move Mia Asano back here a little further back, and we'll bring Warduke to the forefront. Of course, it's a window box. You can open it up here, and you can see the figure inside the box. It comes with a lot of accessories. Of course, it's wonderful picture artwork. Here's the back of the box. It says Warduke fights a remorseless, cold-hearted Warduke fights as a remorseless, cold-hearted mercenary who works for coin. Pardon me. The evil swordsman serves Kellic as a cohort and adventuring companion from time to time. He wields a flame-tongue longsword and wears a dread helm. Okay, this is a dread helm according to this, which is, I guess, why his eyes are glowing. He never removes his helmet to reveal his face to others, but the visage beneath is that of a grim, hideously scarred gladiator. All right. So let's go ahead and pull him out. And I've already opened this up and had him out earlier yesterday. And I think this interior here comes out too. Yeah. And this makes a nice little backdrop that you can use for toy photography. That's neat. I'm going to put that back in the box. Put that back in the box. Go. Put this off the side. One note, be very, very careful when you're taking your figure out. This piece here, which is one of his scabbards for one of his short sword here, it's attached with a delicate chain, and when you get the figure, that's attached with some one of those plastic ties that hold everything in, and if you just grab and pull the figure out, you're going to break that chain. So I want to warn you about that. And getting the figure out, you can see he has a scabbard here. For that, he has a scabbard for his long sword here on his back. He has a belt pouch. He's got this loincloth. He's got his chainmail on. He's got this sword here, which I said is attached with a chain. And don't break that chain. It's very delicate. He does move. I've kind of loosened him up a little bit, but he's NECA, so you know NECA is what it is. So be careful with your figures, guys. All right, let's move the camera down here and see him a little better. Here's his shield. This is a nice heavy item here, and it is designed to be wielded on this side. So he holds this, and this goes on his arm. So this shield protects his unarmored side. Getting down into the packaging here, we have his accessories. That's the flame effect to put on his sword. He has 2 extra hands and 3 extra hands, because this hand would go here where this hand so that he could hold his sword or a different item. It's an open hand, whereas this is a gripped hand. And you get his swords out first. And of course, we know how these things tend to want to lose, so let's carefully remove these items out of here so that we don't throw them down into the carpet monster so that it munches them up. All right, here we go. Let's put his shield on first, in this hand. All right, so that hand is really, really, really gripped in there. So I've got to prise his fingers out just a little bit here so that I can get the shield in there. All right, let me cross this and now put that shield in there. Look at those fingers. Wow, this is going to be kind of tough. See if I can move his thumb out of the way. Golly. Golly. Yeah, he's going to hold that shield forever once I get it in there. I might not even take it out of his hand. Golly. Get in there. Now, woo. Yeah, that shield ain't getting off there, folks. It's on there. All right, let's see if you can bend his arm now that I've got it on there. There we go. Now, all right. This short sword goes into this scabbard here. This curved sword, and it has a trouble going into this scabbard, but I can get it in there. Goes into this scabbard here. And of course, this sword either goes in his hand. Yeah, so we can get his hand to open up and hold that sword. Once again, and these fingers. All right, there we go. There we go now. All right. Now then. There he goes. All right. Move these 2 things out of the way for now. All right. Some of these things, this plastic out of the way. I kind of want to put that flame effect on his sword, but I'm not going to do that today. All right, let's get some of this plastic out of the way. All right. Let's see what you guys are saying. Rubbery plastic ties are evil. That is correct. That is absolutely correct. See, I like a bunch of Teenage Mutant Ninja stuff, but it's NECA, so I sort of fear of breaking it. Yeah, NECA's kind of hit and miss. I mean, this figure's not bad, but there are others, still today that are you scared of. Excellent looking. Thank you, Gap. Yeah, it is. Is it raining there? No, but it was Friday night. Really, really bad. He does look awesome. Thank you. Moving on down. I like a figure that can store its accessories. It's great. He looks great. It's raining here in South Carolina. You're getting what I got Friday, Manic Plastic. Nice shiny gold. Yes. All right, so we got Warduke out and about. Let's get a couple of D&D figures out from the new Hasbro line. Let me see here who I want to get out. I think I want to get Hank the Ranger out and see how he scales up against this. Come on, Hank. Get you out of your little prism here. Now remember, Hank is a young man. He is not a grown warrior like Warduke is. So I'm going to put his accessory in his hand, his energy bow. All right, so let's see here. We got Hank ready to go, and we'll put him over here beside Warduke. And I don't know, guys. The scale's a little weird there. It makes Hank look like he's a really small guy, but I mean, he Warduke could be an exceptionally tall man, I suppose. Warduke could be maybe an exceptionally tall man, perhaps. I mean, let's move this up here. There we go. Maybe he's exceptionally tall. Let's see. Goji says, I've been on the fence about getting Warduke mostly because of the price. I just picked up Dungeon Master and Avenger on sale for $24.99. That's a good price. I wasn't going to get Warduke, but I mean, I love the character's look, and he's an iconic to me D&D figure from like the LJN line, and I just couldn't pass it up. I mean, I wish the figure was maybe a little not quite as tall as that next to Hank there, but let's just say that Warduke is an exceptionally tall fighter. Maybe he's 6'9" or something like that, and Hank being just a teenager who has not yet fully grown. I mean, the scale's not too far off. Let's see, I did the same Gojitron with that set. So yeah, I mean, let me know what you guys think about that. Now, I'm gonna get Avenger out. That's going to be the telling thing. I mean, we'll see how Avenger scales up with him. Without get his legs opened up where they can he'll stand properly. Feet. All right, now. Here is all right. Warduke seems to scale up pretty well there with Avenger. Not bad at all. See, Shaitan's Hammer says scale can sometimes be mushy, but yeah, this might drive nuts. I blame my Transformers for collecting for this scale quirk in me. After looking at him with Avenger, I would say yes, they scale just fine. Says, ironically, I went on a scale rant for 15 minutes before this show. Well, I hope I didn't cause that, but yeah, I think I could deal with this. I think Warduke scales just fine with these figures, considering Avenger there. Just joined in. What did I miss? Not too much there, John. All I did was open up Warduke and put his accessories on. He's kind of stiff. His hands, they're grippy hands, and they're nice rubbery hands. So I wasn't afraid of breaking them by opening them up there to get his shield and sword in his hands. And then we pulled out Hank the Ranger and got Venger out and kind of looked at them. And we also looked at Warduke, the character itself, to see where he came from and everything. Boba Hicks is not bad at all. You know, Warduke and Venger, they do work. And like I said, Warduke is an exceptionally tall fighter. And, of course, Venger himself is a kind of a fiendish monster. But I think it scales just fine on those. So they work. They work. I'm pretty well satisfied with that. And go ahead and pull myself back up and we'll just chat for a little bit. There we go. And let's see, which is better quality, NECA or Hasbro? That is an interesting question. The NECA plastic feels different from the Hasbro plastic. The Hasbro plastic has got it feels more. It's not as rubbery feeling and not as chalky feeling. I don't know how to explain that. Although the Warduke figure seems to be pretty well put together, the plastic seems to be okay. It seems to be in pretty good shape. It's not brittle or anything, or it feels like it's ready to break. Although I've been tender with moving the joints around. I want to loosen him up a little bit more before I just go willy-nilly with him. The D&D figures I'm scared of. I'll just go right out and say it. I mean, Michael, you know what I'm talking about, man. Plastic toys. I'm scared. If I move them around too much, they might snap. So I don't know. I'll say the NECA figure feels a little bit more substantial than the Hasbro figure in this particular line. Yeah, that's what I say. What year is the NECA figure from? Let me look at the date on it. I want to say it came out either this year or last year. I know they're sold out on Entertainment Earth. I got this one from Big Bad. They still had a few in stock. 2022. So what's this? 2023. Last year. It came out last year. So I mean, it's not that long ago. So yeah, there you go. Modern toy plastic is weird, and I'm not sure why entirely. I don't know. I mean, of course, we know that we had shitty plastic when we were growing up. That shit got brittle over time and breaks. We experienced that all the time. So, I mean, everything, the first law of thermodynamics cannot be avoided. Anything in a closed system, entropy must increase. We know that, but depending upon the design of anything, it can be the life of it can be quite long or short. It all depends. Michael says, "Yeah, I'd be worried about moving them around." Yeah, I am. Yeah. Shake Hammer says, "I'm convinced that Mattel is using a sugar derivative." Yeah, or chalk. I mean, well, NECA uses chalk. NECA makes their figures out of chalk. So perhaps sugar is being made to make this plastic. I don't know. So yeah, you might be on to something there, Shaitan. All right, so we're 42 minutes into the show. You guys want me to show off anything else while we're here? I mean, I got Got a couple of videos we could look at. If you guys haven't seen the magic video, I'll be glad to show it one more time. War Made of Cardboard says, now plastic seems brittle or rubbery right out of the package. Yeah, instead of substantial. Yeah. I don't know. Plastic is what it is, though, and it all depends upon the makeup of the plastic, how much care was taken into the mixing of the chemicals to make that plastic, and how much money that they're willing to spend to do that. And I do think that they had Hasbro had changed factories in China, which was one of the excuses that they gave as to why these D&D figures were so fragile. I don't know if that quality issue's been fixed or not. No, I've already taken that out of the lineup. It's not even queued up, John. Don't worry about that. That kind of crap don't happen on Sunday anyway, and you know that. That's Saturday night stuff. Bubba Hicks wants to see some magic. All right, we'll show the magic before we stop the show today. Let me run over here and see what I have got actually queued up here. I've got our old standard commercial lineups. I've got four different videos with commercials in them. I've got a couple of He-Man commercials. I've got the Point Dread Snake Mountain commercials. And hey, let me show you this one real quick to bring back the
in the realm of Dungeons and Dragons.
God, I can't wait for them to get the last three figures out. I want Presto the Magician, and Sheila the Thief was one of my favorite characters when I was a kid, and of course Eric the Cavalier. Let's see. Bubba Hicks says NECA gave the same excuse a few years ago. Yeah, talking about the plastic factory. Magic is good. He-Man commercials, we can watch those. Yeah, I like that intro. It gets right to the point. Yeah, the shake hands hammer right there, thinking right like me. Yeah, it tells you right exactly everything you need to know before you watch the show about what's going on, so you're not lost at all. I'll tell you what. Which He-Man commercial would you guys like to see first? Would you like to see Point Dread or Snake Mountain? First person that tells me the answer in the chat is the one that'll go. So go, guys. Tell me which one you want to see. You want to see Snake Mountain or Point Dread? And I'll wait for you to talk about that. And we may even look at Mia Asano before I end the show today, because I know you guys would like to see her. She's my newest figure, the violinist. Snake Mountain, Point Dread. Shake Hands Hammer said Point Dread first before Boba Hicks said Snake Mountain. But War Made of Cardboard said Snake Mountain. Okay, so we'll do Point Dread first, then we'll do Snake Mountain. How about that? So
WMC TV Channel 5 Memphis.
Here comes Point Dread and the Talon Fighter, including adventure book and story record with sound effects. Action figures sold separately.
Let's hear He-Man and Skeletor on a Point Dread story.
I, Skeletor, will finally defeat He-Man.
I'll use the Talon Fighter to stop Skeletor.
In a flash, He-Man's hurled through space and time.
Surrender to the power of Point Dread's Talon Fighter.
You win, He-Man, but I'll be back.
she looks so weird.
Dread and the Talon Fighter with record and storybook. You have to put it together. Action figures sold separately from Mattel.
Look at his face.
You have to put it together. Action figures sold separately from Mattel.
Yeah, weird old kid. All right, and now let's go and do Snake Mountain, which is this is a neat commercial. I like the Snake Mountain commercial.
WMC TV Channel 5 Memphis.
Is Snake Mountain ready to take on He-Man?
Snake Mountain battle on the He-Man and Skeletor each sold separately. You put the mountain together. Batteries not included.
serpents ready to strike?
Hey,
Come, He-Man.
getting
Come
into
to
it.
Snake Mountain. You dare.
Snake Mountain with Echo Microphone, new from the Masters of the Universe collection. Action figures each sold separately from Mattel. Snake Mountain with Echo Microphone, new from the Masters of the Universe collection. Action figures each sold separately from Mattel.
Yeah, there you go, guys. All right, let's see what you guys are saying. Okay, I'm not crazy. Okay, I'm not crazy. I did get the record. Yeah, this is the thing. I know that there's some misinformation out there about what came with that playset. The storybook with the record came with the playset. The mini comic came with a figure, okay? And the story in the mini comic does not match up with the story that was told in the storybook with the record. Storybook with the record is a superior story, and it has superior art by Alfredo Alcala in it. So, yeah. World Made of Cardboard said, I never made faces when I played with my toys. Oh, bullshit. Yes, you did. And moving on down the line, Bowick Hicks says those are awesome commercials. They are awesome commercials. They just bring back all the feels. And yeah, Rolando's giving us all shout outs today. He when he shows up, I know that everybody's channels and links are going to get their due diligence. The show. And now we'll show the magic trick. The magic trick, I think, is going to go up to Patreon this afternoon. So you guys that are Patreons can run over to my Patreon page and watch that again anytime you want to. Shane's Hammer says there are two different stories I used to go to sleep listening to on the Point Dread. Yes, there were two stories included in that. The first one was The Power of Point Dread, which was the man could use tire. There we go. Catching up. Anyway, yeah. And the other story was Danger at Castle Grayskull. And that one was the one that started out with He-Man and Man-at-Arms. They were dead. I thought, yeah, I'm gonna change over to this camera here. That other camera is getting on my nerves. It's a camera, but it's just really bugging me. Anyway, let me throw an overlay up over me. There we go. Yeah, I lost my train of thought here. Sorry about that. Camera's giving me issues. Eternia was a city. Yes, it was a walled kingdom. Yeah. In that storybook, you're correct. In just a second, I'm going to show the magic trick, and we're getting close to the hour here, so we may call it a day here in just a little bit. But yeah, those were good stories. The art was great. The Alcala artwork. I don't know the writer of that particular story. Hey, Paula, what's going on? Hey, good to see you, hon. Hope you're coming home tonight, cause I'm kind of going to be lonely here as soon as I get off the show. But anyway, yeah, the storyline was excellent, the art was excellent, and in my mind, that's what happened. Zodak was the one that gave that thing to He-Man. They also plugged the other toys. That's what I was going to talk about. They were plugging the other toys that were going to be in the toy line in that particular lineup, along with Point Dread. You got your first look at the attack track in that storybook. You got your first look at Manny Faces in there. Trapjaw and Triclops showed up in that. Has anyone seen modern toy commercials? They are not as good. One commercial on YouTube has a voiceover by an adult trying to sound like a kid. It's like fingernails on a chalkboard. Ooh, yeah. I try to skip the commercials that I can, but every once in a while I get commercials on YouTube for LOL surprise and the Zuru 5 surprise stuff. Yeah, I collect the Zuru 5 surprise mini brands, but I don't give a damn about seeing commercials for them. Me too, Shatan's Hammer. I like that storybook a little better than Filmation. I like the original storyline better than Filmation, but I'm biased because I'm older. The original story was what I was first exposed to before Filmation. Now, don't get me wrong. I like my Filmation. I like watching Filmation He-Man cartoons. I got the whole collection in there. Watch them all the time. Ask my wife. And Cringer as a character in those is probably one of my favorite characters. He seems like he is scaredy cat, but when it comes down to it, you watch that cartoon, Cringer himself, when he's not Battle Cat, is still a brave cat. I'd like to get a collection of those stories. Well, if you know right where to look, most of those stories are available on the internet, and you can collect them and download them to your computer. Some of them I have available on my blog, Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures at blogspot.com. If you'll go over there, I'm sure Nightbot has spammed us the link to that a couple of times here in the chat since we've been here. I have those in CBR format. If you've got a comic book reader installed on your phone or your computer, you can read those in that. The attack track was alive in that book, and if you read the original guide, it's available on the internet. I've had it up on the show a couple of times, reading from it. The attack track had a mind of its own. It was almost a sentient device. In my mind, I always pictured that Man at Arms had built it using an AI that he found in one of the old ruined laboratories that he liked to go to. Hey, Wilhelm Toy Hobby. Howdy, I'm out running around today. Catch you on replay. Have a great day, Bill and Chat. Yeah, I sent you a DM earlier about if you want to be on the show, Will. You can ignore that. I realize that you're kind of busy. I just found out from Bjorn that you and Largo spent a late night with Bjorn filming some stuff, so I get it. He says, I do have CBR on my PC. I must check them out. Yeah, go over there and check it out. As a matter of fact, if you look at it on a PC, the phone layout doesn't look as well. You can't see the sidebar over here, but in the sidebar, there's a collection of links. And those links are the logos for each of like the toy lines. If you click on the Masters of the Universe one, it will filter out all the other content of the blog except for the ones that I have labeled Masters of the Universe. And you can get those in there in the respective articles that they appear in down at the bottom. There should be a CBR link that you can use to download that file. See, Warman Cardboard says, as a kid, I only had the original release He-Man figure. I was never into fantasy, and I put Motu into that category. But the toy line, the original comic, are still fantastic. Yeah, He-Man was kind of a fantasy sword and sandal story, but it also mixed sci-fi elements into it because you had the vehicles and everything, and the post-apocalyptic ruined society idea where the technology is ancient. It's from long ago, but it's still being used. Zodak carried a pistol, so yeah, it's kind of a combo. But there was a lot of fantasy in that. You're correct. They're more made of cardboard. Yeah. All right. You guys keep chatting. I'm going to show the magic trick, and when we come back, we can chat some more. Shayton's Hammer, real quick, he says, I love the mishmash of sci-fi and fantasy that was Motu. I do too. I mean, it's just, I think sort of unique to that line because it wasn't so much so in Conan. I mean, Conan was strict fantasy and sword and sandals, so not necessarily as sci-fi. So yeah. All right, let's watch the magic trick one more time. See if I still had it up there. Did I take that down? I did. I took the darn thing down. Never mind, folks. I won't be able to show that magic trick. I'll show Orko's magic trick. So this is more.
Originally, Orko came with a magic trick, and I even performed it for you in a video. But today, I'm going to show you a different way of performing it on Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures. And our evil warriors are gone, replaced with our heroic warriors. And inside that deep, dark castle dungeon, we're going to find that's where our evil warriors ended up. Skeletor, Beastman, Merman, and Trapjaw. Hope you enjoyed it. Improved Orko's magic trick.
Special thanks to these supporters on Patreon. Without your help, these adventures would not be possible. All right, that's old Orko's magic trick there. That came with the original vintage figure, but I improved it. You can't perform that trick with what was included with Orko, but you can perform something very similar to it. Shayton's Hammer says Origins should have put Orko out at least a second time as a 2-pack. He's a bit of an accessory. Well, I personally think that Orko should have included one of those cheap magic tricks like the coin trick or something similar, Adam's magic type, so that you could have a magic trick with Orko. I mean, Orko the magician, what is he without a lame ass magic trick like you would get when you were a kid on a blister pack at Walmart or the convenience store? Thanks, Boba Hicks. I appreciate that. Yeah, if you guys want to see me perform the card trick that I did on the Grindhead Gym show, it's going to be on the Patreon. So check out my Patreon. I'm sure Nightbites also spammed you that link as well, so you can run over there for just $1. I mean, you can be a Patreon. You don't have to do $5 like some of the others. I mean, $1 and be a Patreon and get some of that exclusive content that I put out occasionally from time to time. Yeah, they could have boosted him a little bit more. I agree with you on that one, Shaken's Hammer. Yeah. I'm gonna call the show at the 1 hour mark here. Let's go ahead and feed some ducks real quick, and we'll say bye to each other. Yeah, we got a pretty good show we did today. We got a chance to look at these D&D figures. We got Warduke out of the package. I'll probably leave Warduke out on display for a little while, so when you see the other shows that I do and we get the toy cam up and running on those, you'll be able to see him back there in the background. Maybe we'll take a look at Miyasano on another show. I might do something next week. It all depends upon how I'm feeling. Yeah, take care, Shaitan. It was good seeing all of you guys. Had a great show. Thanks everyone who came out yesterday to help support Rolo. Very, very, very much appreciated. We did reach our goal. Special thanks to these supporters on Patreon. Without your help, these adventures would not be possible. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed today's adventure, please hit like and subscribe and share the video.